Hey guys, thanks for joining us. This episode is, we're reading Heir, chapters 46 to 68, towards the end.
The end.
The end.
The actual end. I have a lot of thoughts.
A lot of thoughts. Should we go over...
I feel like I always have a lot of thoughts, though, to be fair.
Yeah. Let's go over what happened with Manon.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on Manon?
A nice softball. We'll start with a softball.
Yeah.
I feel like you usually have a lot of thoughts, but also, like, at the end of this book, you were like, I don't want to talk to anyone.
I didn't want to talk to anyone. I'm still a little angry. It's better.
Yeah, but not about Manon. Manon was good.
No, Manon's good. Manon's good.
You all thought, like, Manon was too bloodthirsty.
Okay, but, like, she still is. Sorry, Jamie, I interrupted you.
You're
Like, she literally ends her chapter by being like, I'm gonna go fight the King's War. I am evil. Doubling down.
She does double down at the end, which made me sad, but I understood it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially after everything that she went through at the end. I get why she has to be like, all right, I'm going to harden myself to the world. I'm off to the war.
But there was a chapter where she started having, like, human feelings.
Oh, yeah.
It's most of the chapters.
Yeah. No. I mean, I think, like, that whole end is really her being like, what's this itchy, scratchy thing inside of my chest? And I'm like, it's love. You're feeling emotions.
Yeah, but then she still doubled down on, no, I'm evil. I'm gonna destroy everyone.
I mean,
Maybe it's part of her persona that she has to...
well, I mean, it really is, because, like, she gets to the... I think, like, the end of this part of her figuring out that, like, she is a nice person and not everything has to be about being evil. And she saves a rival clan's, like, heir. She saves Petra, who Iskra almost kills by having her wyvern mortally maim her wyvern Keely. And Manon goes and saves her, and her grandmother's pissed.
It makes no sense to me why her grandmother's pissed.
Because that would have been a perfect time to, like, have that clan basically be taken out.
Okay, but, like, now they have a really good clan alliance.
It also goes against, like, what their witches...
Yeah,
do. Like,
I forget what the 3 words are, but it's basically like hate everyone, drink blood, and like
I don't remember.
dual flame rockets everyone else. Right, like, you know, I think that her grandmother reiterates that, like, she needs to be mean and hard and, like, definitely should have let Petra die.
Oh, isn't that why she ordered her to do that final kill?
Yeah, they give her the present of the Crochan witch spy, and they force Manon to murder her and take her cloak, and Manon does it, because, I mean, in my opinion, she doesn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
And I think that's where she's at the end of the book, is like, okay, I don't have a choice, like, I have to be part of this war, so I'm gonna fly my 13 and these other legions out to start what the king wants us to do.
Yeah. Well, and it also doesn't make sense to me because, like, I feel like witches, like, are all supposed to be evil, but then, like, Petra's entire clan seems, like, to genuinely care about one another.
They're, like, kind of nice.
Yeah, they're kind of nice. Like, her mom is like, oh my god, I owe you so much. Like, thanks for saving my daughter. Meanwhile, her grandmother's like, you are disposable. I hate you a lot.
Well, she even, like, treats Manon like that.
That's
She's
what
like,
I'm
yeah, like, I'll get rid of you and replace you. I'm like, wow, grandma, okay. Yeah, familial bonds and stuff.
So, like, it's not all witches. It's just...
Right, because there's also the other race or type of witches, the Cochrane.
Yeah, the Crochan, I think is at least that's how I've been saying it. That they're, like, the mortal enemies of the Blackbeaks, right? Blackbeaks.
Yeah. There's Yellow Legs and Blue Bloods.
Yes, yeah, those are the other 2. But I mean, like, yeah, in that scene where the Crochan witch, like, isn't begging for her life, but is basically telling Manon, like, you're a nice person, and there's no reason that our clans actually should have a problem with each other, because, like, I've got insider knowledge that you should know about, which I'm hoping will get more...
Like, they made you a monster or something like that, right? And I pity you. Like, I'm sure those words are really hitting Manon.
Yeah, and I think, you know, she has 2 choices, not in that moment, but, like, in this part of her story. Like, either I openly rebel against my entire clan and my grandmother, which I don't really think she's got the resources to do, Or I kind of go along with it, at least for now. Because I don't think she's going to stay hard. Like,
what? You don't think she's just going to stay evil and kill everyone?
No, I think she's in the best position now that she's like flying away from her grandmother. She's gonna go do stuff on her own, and she's gonna come into herself and figure it out.
If she were to do something, I think it's really hard for her to do, especially in, like, she just got wing leader. She could do a lot of things with that, and it's just her. Like, I think she would need like an army.
Well, and I mean,
an army or something.
Just hypothetically.
Even her 13, though, I think you see, like, glimmers of the fact that they would probably follow her to any end. But also, like, even, is it Asterin? Is that the name of her second?
Yeah.
Like, she's really hard. Like, she is very, like, Blackbeak, like, you know, very tough, very, like, not bending. So I think that there is a possibility that the 13 may not follow her if she were like, hey, let's not do what the king wants us to do and, like, be good guys instead. They would, like, you know, there might be some coup there.
Well, and I feel like they still haven't figured out what was happening under the mountain. Like Manon still, like, is like, oh, that was weird, but, like, I think we've connected it to him making evil people that the princes
He's
can.
doing something,
With the bad tasting blood,
Yeah,
right?
with
Like
the
the goats and,
Yeah.
Or not, the sheep. They go and find wild goats. That's what it is.
Yeah. Like, so I think there's still all of that for her to find and be like... And her grandma definitely knows. No way her grandmother's like, oh, I'm just gonna stay here doing some stuff.
No. I'm sure her grandmother knows exactly that, like, demons from another world are coming into this world and taking over people's bodies, and she's like, sounds great, as long as I'm on that side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep, but Manon does not know yet, and hopefully she'll find out soon in the next book. But yeah,
you
love
think
her.
there's hope
Oh, yeah.
for her?
Yeah.
I would be more surprised if she, like, doubles down on evil continually.
Yeah.
As opposed to becoming good.
I think that's what we'll see in the beginning of the next book, like some of her being like very ruthless, like maybe a battle or two or something.
Yeah.
But I think when she's out from under the glare of her grandmother and she's really
this
in
is
charge.
the grandmother, like, she raised her. This is all she's ever known.
Yep.
So
Yeah, she's gonna go think for herself.
that's
And
all
I'm excited.
I just am imagining a scene where, like, she ends up with Kale and, like, drinks his blood a little bit, and then he's just like, oh, my blood, and then they fall in love. That's all I want. I think it would be kind of hilarious.
I know, I think one of you said something along the lines of, I hope she ends up with the human. And you think that's Kale.
I mean, you came up with that idea first.
I do think, I just think it would be so funny if, like, in her, like, doubling down on evil, she's like, I'm gonna drink this guy's blood and he's gonna be my prisoner, and then they fall in love.
And then she's like, ah, damn.
Damn, this toast boy, he's for me.
I got the weird itchy burny feeling inside of my chest cavity, and I don't know what is this?
What
It's
is this
love.
human feeling?
Yeah, I love more and more thinking about her ending up with Kale, since he's just like so straight-laced. Like,
That's why if he was, like, really into her drinking his blood, I think it would be kind of fun.
I would be down.
attract.
Yeah, right? I mean, he's starting his bad boy journey, right? He's like, maybe I'll be part of the rebellion. And I'm like, oh, you're still so boring.
Kale just, like, doesn't know what's going on.
Oh, Kale. Oh, Kale.
Speaking of Kale, what's going on in his world?
How
do you guys feel about him? Because I think, Brooke, you were still, you know, rooting for him and
at the beginning.
Selena.
Yeah, like around this area. I was still like, maybe it's
It was
Kale.
further than that. It was, like, here.
No, I'm telling you, the scene that I decided it was almost definitely Rowan was that tree scene. Honestly, like when they were in that tree together and he was protecting her from the skinwalkers, I was like, oh man,
I'm so glad we're here.
there's some feels.
The first half of the book when you were still, like, on Kale, and I was just like, this is why I
Brooke,
stopped
no!
reading the book.
Oh my goodness.
The first time.
Selena's ready for this full-blooded alcohol.
Yes, so I'll be honest, now that we're at the point where I think like we all realize it's Rowan, even though I will say that I'm worried about where the book ended and what's going to happen in the next book, and is Sarah going to give us another bait and switch with the main romance. I knew that you had looked ahead and seen something that you didn't like, and I thought it was that she ended up with Kale and not Dorian. So I thought that it was going to be...
interesting. Okay.
I just assumed that, like, Elena had a huge crush on, like, Dorian,
I'm glad I kept it
Selena.
vague enough.
No, you did.
I'm glad, because I thought it was the other one.
Well,
either way.
You guys know, like, book 1, I was really pro Dorian, and then realized that she had a stronger connection with Chaol. So I just figured that's what you were upset about, and that she was going to be with Chaol. So I went into this book being like, they didn't have a really good reason to break up. They're still very undecided. I think they're going to work it out, which I said about other characters in other book series too, and was also wrong. But I like the minute they were in that tree together, I was like, no. Like, these protecting
Which
vibes.
times? I feel like
The
they
first
were in
time.
the tree alive.
The first time. It's the first time where she
Turns.
accidentally, like, gets the skinwalkers on her when she, like, runs away. And then Rowan follows her and saves her from being pulled apart by, I think, was it like 3 or 4 skinwalkers?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
I would have been fine with her being with Chaol or Dorian, and I looked it up, and they were like, next love interest, some guy you've never heard of. And I was like, I do not care enough to like meet a new guy. Absolutely not. I'm quitting right here.
But this new guy.
Yeah, after reading the new guy, he's definitely better
So
than
much
both
better.
the old guy.
I still love Dorian, don't get me wrong. I no matter what happens in any of the books that come after this, like 100% do not want her to be with Dorian. Do not want her to be with Chaol. God, I hope there isn't like a 4th person. Sarah, please don't do it. But yeah,
So-
I just really hoping that there is not a 4th person.
Yeah. So Chaol and Adian are now working together, right?
Yep.
What are they doing? What's going on?
Rebellion stuff and things.
Does Chaol acknowledge he's part of the rebellion yet, or is he still like, I like help, but I don't believe in rebelling?
Well, that's what he does for
Yeah.
most of the
Yeah.
book,
Yeah,
right?
most of the
That's
book.
his MO, is like, I'm just trying to help Dorian, like he's trying to make it so that magic can come back to Adarlan, so that Dorian doesn't have to keep hiding that he has magic, because it's going to get him killed.
That's such a nice, loyal friend thing to do. Like,
It is
make it
so-
a safe space
It's
for
so
Dorian.
sweet. It's so sweet, but at the same time, Chaol is like, ugh, Dorian and magic. And like, Dorian has to sit him down and be like, dude, you either love me or you don't love me, and then you either love Selena or you don't love Selena,
Oh my
because he's
God.
doing the same thing to
Right.
her.
Was that in this section? Was that, like, did that happen now?
I
like, we
think
haven't
so.
discussed it about how
Or it was in the
Dorian
section
was like,
before.
I already chose my side. You need to get
Yes.
on board. Like, I know
Real
who
talk.
Aelin is. Like, Selena's Aelin, and I accept her and love her, and she's my friend.
Right.
And fuck you, Chaol.
No, exactly. And I mean, like, this is why I
So
switched.
charged.
Chaol. This is why I switched from wanting her to work things out with Chaol, because I realized that he does not love her. Like, he loves Selena, the version of Aelin, but he
Right.
does not love Aelin, like the real person. He doesn't love the rebellion stuff. He doesn't love her powers. He doesn't love that she's part Fae. None of it.
Right. And Dorian really like laid it down like you can't just love parts of her. You need to love all of her.
Yeah. But I think by the end, to answer your question, like the very end, the last chapter that he has is him being like, okay, I'm in the rebellion. Like, he realizes he's burned all the bridges with the king of Adarlan, and I don't think he's going back home to Aniel either, because after what he did at the end of the book, he's kind of burnt all his bridges. So I think he's just throwing everything in with Ren, and they're deciding that they're going to do whatever they can to save Adion and Dorian, who are in very precarious positions.
Thank God
now.
Adian's not dead. I thought he was so dead.
was
I
getting
literally
so
was
worried.
reading it, and I was like, I'm gonna be so sad as he's like, just tell Aelin I love her.
Oh, he's like, I just wanted to see her one more time, and I was like, you will, buddy! But I wasn't sure. He wasn't sure.
I'm pretty sure he will now. Like, no way they just lock him up and don't save him. They just like extend his death. Like, this isn't some Ned Stark.
No, right, yeah. Like, I think they would have killed him at the end.
Yeah.
Or they'll
But
kill
we
him at the end of the
need
next
that
book.
reunion.
Oh, I want
for
it so
them.
bad.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want them to have like weird should we be together
Oh my God, no.
moments. I think he just loves her as a person, as a queen, as a sister. No 4th love interest.
I mean, cousins as lovers.
Jamie! No 4th love interest. I will go on record right here and now and say that it is Rowan or I'm done. Honestly.
You won't
I'm
That's-
done.
that's-
I will actually, I might
So
not quit.
it will be Jamie and I talking about it in front of you, and you saying I've been refusing to read it.
I won't read it.
Guys, there's 4 or 5 more books left.
Yeah, no more love interest.
A lot can happen.
No more love interests for for Aelin.
Yeah. No more past love interests either.
But, like, love interests for other people.
Yes.
Like Manon and Kale. Like, we can have new love interests, just not for Aelin.
I am definitely down for Manon and Kale. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because, like, she would not put up with half love. She'd be like...
Or, I will say, before you said Manon and Kale, I was thinking that Manon and Adian might make a really good pair.
Really? I feel like a more realistic pair would be Manon and Dorian. Like, now that Source is dead, like, Dorian needs a queen, and Manon gives big queen energy.
He's so sad. I can't even think about him being with somebody else.
He's also
Very collared.
very
Lots of
collar.
collar.
We need to figure out that first.
Yeah.
No way he stays in that collar. I don't...
Yeah, so Kale
Okay.
is now, I think, officially part of the rebellion.
Okay.
Even he admits it.
Oh, let's be fair.
So hopefully he's going to be a little less milquetoast and maybe, like, slightly toasted.
Slightly...
Maybe with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Cinnamon might be too much.
Cinnamon's too much, but, like... like,
Like a slightly toasted piece of bread with some butter.
Yeah, he got some butter.
Yeah.
Butter seems realistic.
And
for
maybe
Kale.
we'll find some cinnamon in the next book.
Or jam. Like,
Anything.
something.
Literally anything. But yeah.
Although, based on Jamie's description, sometimes I don't have a lot of hope. This book was about Kale. I didn't want to read it.
None of us are excited for Tower of Dawn. Anyway. Yeah.
Wait, did you ever read Tower of Dawn?
No.
We promise
When
we'll
we
read
get
Tower
there,
of Dawn.
I'll tell you why.
But yeah, since we're in Adarlan, we're talking about those guys. I was really worried about Adian. Like when he started doing the whole, just tell her that, you know, I love her, whatever he said about like never being able to see Aelin again. I really thought he was gonna die, but he didn't. He's just being dragged to some dungeon, which I assume is to go be made into a Vogue Prince husk
That
carrier.
I don't think they... Oh, no, you're right. It is to be made into a Vogue Prince because the king's like, oh, you have a fake ring. Let's see how you do with the real ring.
Yeah. So I think they're at least going to try him out and see if he could be a good host for one of the Vogue
He's
Princes.
going to be a great host. He's great at everything.
I'm not hoping for that, but you're right. He would be.
He's good at hiding.
Yeah. Well, in Dorian, too, I mean, like, that's kind of what they talk about with the collars leading up to this, is that that's how they get the Vogue princes or, like, the Vogue to be part of the human host is through the collars.
Yeah, it's got to be a process, right? It's not like Dorian automatically becomes...
No. I think it's a process of some kind and probably has to do with him fighting against it for how long it takes, but I don't know.
Well, and before
hated
we,
the
like...
end of this book.
But I feel like before we, like, dig into how much you hated the end of this book, we have to, like, at least touch on the fact that they, like, did confirm that, with Dorian's spell, that magic was taken away by those towers. Like, they did those towers.
Yes. Yeah, they did the experiment. Kale and Dorian did the experiment with the 3 crystals, which were supposed to act like the 3 black
Towers.
obelisks. Yeah, which are made of the word stone, the, like, black word stone. And they figured out that it was these 3 black towers made of the word stone that they somehow put a spell through them that then took magic away from the, like, triangle in the middle, which is where Adarlan is. So I think the long con is, like, to try to get those towers down to bring magic back.
Yeah, I feel like one of them was like, let's start with the clock tower, right? And it's like, Brett, go to one of the far ones. Go to the faraway one.
Yeah, well, I think Kale realizes that the clock tower is one of them. Did he tell Dorian or Adian? Because he kept it from one of them, and I can't remember which.
We love secrets. I don't know.
Can we all just communicate appropriately with each other?
Just
That would...
tell everyone. I would assume he told Adian and not Dorian, but it could have...
I don't remember. But yeah, it was like, all right, let's
What are
not
the-
try to bring down the clock tower just in case something weird happens.
Maybe it was Dorian, like, and Dorian... Because Dorian, like, knew that there was the creature. I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay, but anyway, I felt like we should touch at least that they confirm that, so there is a long con and that they just blow one up.
Yeah, I think they realized that if they could maybe take down one or all 3 of them, that it would bring magic back to Adarlan, which was Kale's whole plan to try to make it so that Dorian could then show that he has magic, because other people would have magic. But the king definitely knows Dorian has magic now, since he used it to save him from killing Kale.
Right? Because why? What happened?
R.I.P. Sorsa. I'm just gonna say, I was a little bit proud of myself because, like, my first theory was that she was a rebel, and she was a rebel. And then, like, when it seemed like she genuinely loved Dorian, I was like, okay, maybe she's not, like, a secretly, like, going to betray him and be a rebel. So she, like, is just gonna die. Like, no way she doesn't die. And both were true.
I know, you guys had a lot of theories about her. But Brooke has loved her since the beginning.
I'm not gonna cry again. I'm not gonna do it. Oh, God. I just keep picturing him just, like, kneeling in the pool of her blood,
Holding her
decapitated
severed
head.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
That was heart-wrenching.
Oh. Yeah.
I wasn't that sad.
I know. I was over in my room losing my mind, and Elena was like, yep, totally got this.
I refused to get invested in her because it just seemed like she was going to die.
With each scene that kept taking place leading up to her death, it seemed more and more like there was no way she was making it out of there. And I think I told you, I don't think I told you, Jamie, but I was telling Elena that it was the last scene that they had when Saoirse admitted that they still hadn't had sex. And she's like, I'm holding off. And I was like, nope, you just killed yourself. Right there. That's how you did it. I was like, but really, I'm reading that scene and they're just like, oh, like, I just love you. And, like, you can tell that she is feeling hesitancy because I had also guessed at that point that she's got some sort of rebellion plot line, which I thought would be explored in the next book when it was like, maybe she feels weird because she's trying to depose Dorian's dad and, like, by association Dorian, and that's weird to have a relationship built on, but nope, she just ate it. She just died. But yeah, it was in that moment where I was like, oh, you're probably not making it to the next book. But I still was hoping, as all of them were trying to save her in that room. It just didn't work.
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't totally upset when she passed. Only because I felt like their love was just so too good to be true.
That's what I was saying.
It happened so fast
Yeah.
that I felt like I didn't really have enough time to really be sold on their relationship.
No, because that's like what it was, right? It was just about like showing that Dorian really, really loved her, and that's all they cared. Like,
Yeah.
that was the point of her. Like, her
She was a
character.
plot device. She wasn't a character, which still, like, it still hurt me, but, like, you know, looking back on it, I was like, okay, I get it. Like, I get that Sarah was using her as a plot piece to probably get Dorian to the next step that he needs to get to. It still hurt, and I still felt really, really bad for him. And also Saoirse. I mean, like, she's dead now. Rest in peace. But, like, you know, she's trying to bring about a rebellion to bring, you know, like, justice for her family and her people, and she gets killed. Like, ugh, it's
And then
awful.
we hate his father even more.
Right. But I mean, she did so much for him.
Did
like,
we?
Yes, we don't.
I don't know. You don't see redemption arc coming?
No redemption arc. I splashed water all over myself. No redemption arc.
Kale becomes the main villain, and the King of Adarlan gets them.
He doesn't even have enough of a personality to be a villain. Ugh. Okay.
Toast boy.
It's fine. We've already been through the toast.
Alright, so he has Saoirse killed.
Yep.
Then he tries to kill Kaol.
Yeah.
And then he collars Dorian.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dorian stops it's an arrow, right? Was it an arrow that he froze? That they were gonna shoot Kaol.
Did
Dorian
you guys see
freezes
that
it.
coming? That Dorian would be collared?
Oh,
No. I first saw his magic coming out
Yeah.
because I was like, this is a life or death situation for all of them right now. Like, there's no way that Dorian's not gonna freeze explode the whole room, which is what happened. But no, I did not see the king collaring his own son to then make him into a Vogue zombie.
No, I didn't see that either.
You want him to be redeemed.
I didn't want him to be redeemed. I'm sure.
In the Mary Fuck Kill, which one did you pick him for? I forget.
I didn't kill him. I definitely killed Grandma Blackbeak because
That's right. Yeah.
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 No, I mean, I don't think he's actually gonna be redeemed, and he shouldn't be. But yeah, no,
I didn't see it coming.
Cause like, you would think, like, he acknowledges that he thought his son was going to have magic. Like, he was like, oh, I was waiting for this to come out. So, like, you would have thought, like, oh, he's gonna, like, train him to be the next king, or, like, get him on board with the, like, I thought it was gonna be one of those things where, like, only our family can have magic. None of the peasants deserve magic.
No, I actually appreciated that he was true to form, and he was like, no, everyone with magic needs to either be killed or be used as a Vogue zombie host. And he was like, yep, right, Dorian's now gonna be a really powerful Vogue host. And I was like, ugh, gross.
Well, and it's also going to be hard because then, you know, when he becomes a Vogue host, they're going to need to, like...
He's not going to become a Vogue host.
No, he's definitely going to become a Vogue host. And when he does, they're going to need to capture him and somehow, like, remove the Vogue from him as opposed to just killing him. And he's going to be super powerful, so it's going to be extra hard. That's my theory.
Well, what has happened so far when there was a Vogue host? What happened to those?
Murder.
Super dead.
Oh.
Fiery death.
Yeah. Big ashes.
Lots of fire.
Fire.
Fire. Air of fire.
Well, why don't we move over to, I forgot the names. Miss Ward. Miss Ward?
I was like, is it because you don't know if we're calling her Selena or Aelin at this point?
I just switch back and forth.
Selaylin.
Selena.
And Rowan.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Alright, so we find out that not Dornell. Was it Dornell? No, Miss
Yeah.
Ward is being attacked.
Yes.
Right? Is that where we left off?
Yeah, we left off where Selena and Rowan discover the Vogue princes. I mean, they don't know
Weird
they're
princes
there
from
yet.
another dimension.
Yeah, they realize that those are the monsters they've been hunting, and that they have this whole army that is just coming for Mistward.
And no help is coming.
Right. When they get back after Selena and Rowan get attacked by one of the Vogue princes, they send word to Wendelin, and Wendelin's like, yeah, no, sorry, we're also being attacked here, so we're not coming.
And also at some point, it's like, because Wendelin's being attacked because the king thought the king and queen and child, prince were gonna die.
Yeah, I
because
don't know.
Aelin was supposed to, Selena was supposed to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't, and then he also threatened to murder a whole bunch of people if she didn't kill them. So is that gonna come next book then?
I think the only people that the king could potentially still get a hold of to kill are Nehemiah's family. And me personally, I think the king's got enough on his plate that he might just be like, meh. But also, Selena's going back now.
She is as Selena.
To pretend to be herself?
To pretend that she couldn't get to them to kill them.
Wait, does the king know about her true identity?
No.
We don't know for sure.
Okay.
Theory is no. She's assuming no, that he doesn't.
To be fair, Selena Aelin has no idea what's been going on in Adarlan.
Right.
She doesn't know any of what's happened, so she thinks she's just gonna go back and say, yeah, oh, sorry, I hit a snag. I wasn't able to kill the royal family like I thought I was going to. Please don't ask me what I've been doing for the past 3 months. I'm back. I don't know what her game is.
I was just getting drunk on roofs.
Yeah. Just drinking wine on roofs. It's fine. Don't ask. I'm going through a thing with my boyfriend, now ex.
She's going through a breakup.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
I can't remember if the king knows about her identity, because a part of the reason was why keeping Aedion alive, or at least in prison.
He just thinks it's that Aelin's gonna come for Aedion.
Yes.
He doesn't realize
that they're the same
He doesn't realize
person.
that they're the same person. He's just keeping Aedion to as a trap for Aelin.
Yeah.
But she might be able to sneak in because he trusts Selena.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think that's a big question that I have is the king still totally oblivious to the fact that Selena and Aelin are the same person?
Also, what's she gonna do when she rolls in and she's like, where's all my friends?
Well, and that's why I don't know if she's just gonna boop up to the castle and be like, hey, what's my next assignment? Sorry, I failed this one. Or if she's gonna do some reconnaissance.
Here's my cousin's head.
Right, yeah. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, how interesting is that, she's supposed to go there and get her Galen Ash River's head, and then we see him one time.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, he's riding on a horse majestically.
Everyone loves him, and she's
Yeah.
like, oh, I can't do this.
She's like, I don't like him. Why does everyone love him?
No, I think it's that she thinks that he is a great ruler and doesn't want to kill him because of that.
I always thought it was she was jealous because people don't know she's alive.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe I interpreted that.
They
wrong.
would be rulers of two different places, even if
No,
whatever happened in her past hadn't happened. But no, I thought it was that she felt guilty.
Yeah.
That he was clearly doing such a good job.
Yeah, okay, so that, yes.
Yeah, and maybe also realizing that she should be doing the same thing in Terrasen, but wasn't.
Yes.
For multiple reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking on roofs.
Instead,
to avoid our
drinking
problems.
on roofs to
Yes.
avoid our
Well,
problems.
look at how far she's come
Yeah.
since drinking on roofs and basically like trying to sacrifice herself to save Mistward.
Mistward. Yeah.
True, she did do good when she was like, don't worry, Rowan, I'm not going to go sacrifice myself.
Right.
Don't look too closely.
Clearly you don't know me well enough yet. I am definitely going to go sacrifice myself.
Yeah, she did good.
Yeah.
But she did. I mean, to be fair, in that moment when she was drinking on a roof, I think if someone was like gonna go kill a peasant, she would have done the same thing, just like less impressively.
Yeah. Yeah.
She just needs to like drink her feelings away.
Yeah. Haven't we all at some point in our lives?
Yeah.
I do need this fourth glass of wine to remember yesterday. Or not remember yesterday. Forget.
So back to the battle. The cadre comes, and then we also see the Caranam scene. What did you guys think of that?
So cute.
Totally saw it coming, right?
So cute. Yeah, I mean, the minute that they mentioned the Caranam, like the ability to use like someone else's blood to fuel your own magic, I was like, okay, well that's definitely where we're going. So I appreciated that
It's totally be the both of them.
we got there. Yeah. And I liked that there was that quick moment where Aelin was like, she already knew that they were going to be Caranam. She was like, yep, I don't have any fear of this not working. And I was like, oh wow.
Is the prologue just about like Selena becoming an assassin, or do we get like Rowan's prologue too, where he destroys that city?
Are you just already worried about Assassin's Blade? I don't want to go back.
Assassin's Blade is just all Selena.
Yeah.
Well, no, because talking about how they're carrying him and he's so powerful, it just made me think of like the story they were telling about how he went and just destroyed a city.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
And I was like, do we get to see
Soren
that?
Hall, I think that's
Yeah, I
the
think
place called. He
I
did
just
it
wanna see
with
that.
Lorcan, I think, which
I
is
think
the
it was-
other
The other powerful guy that's kind
in
of
the cadre. Yeah.
that left without saying goodbye, and like then Gabrielle was like, "Oh, he said goodbye," and Ron was like, "No, he didn't."
No, we didn't. Yeah.
What an interesting cast of characters in this cadre.
I do really like them.
No, I disagree.
I hope that we get more of them. They
I hate
had to
them.
whip him. They
I
had
know.
no choice.
They didn't even pretend to be sad about it. They were like smiling and whipping him.
I mean, they had to do it. This was all happening in front of Maeve.
Yeah,
right?
Maeve's
Who
the
they are
worst.
all.
Why
took
would
a
you
blood
ever
oath for.
take a blood oath for her? Mistake number one.
He was in a dark place after his mate died.
Yes.
I understand his reason.
Yeah, and we don't know the other ones, the other reasons either.
No. I'm excited to get to know them
But
more.
she's offering them something,
Yeah.
right? Like she has so many. I think, was it six of them?
Yeah, I think so. 6 or
Oh.
7, somewhere around
It's
there.
7? For some reason I thought there were the 5 of them. It's him and the 4 others that came.
No, because they're
Or is there 5 others?
they're twins, Gabrielle, Lorcan,
Mhm.
and then one other, I think.
Lorcan is, I think, the other twin.
There were 2 humans and 3 animals that came in, a bird and like a tiger or something.
An
and
osprey.
Yeah.
2 wolves, an osprey. I think there was like another bird.
What is an osprey?
It's a bird.
Oh.
It's a big bird.
There were definitely 2 people that came in like human form.
Lorcan, I think, is human. He is like a bigger human. His shift is like a
A giant?
I don't know.
Well,
They-
we learn in the deleted chapter that he's actually a demi-fae.
we won't talk about that yet.
Sorry, guys. We'll talk about it towards the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but Lorcan, I'm trying to remember his twin, Gabrielle.
Somebody who clearly knows this book better than us, let us know how many there are.
I'm trying to imagine that picture. Rowan. Who am I missing?
It's research time. I don't hate them. I want to learn more about them and figure out what their stories are.
Yeah.
And like what brought them to Maeve, what they're up to, what their whole MO is.
Right.
And clearly Maeve has powers to force them to do things they don't want to do, because she does it
Yes.
to Rowan. She forces
There were
him.
5 of them.
5 and
In
all.
addition
Thank
to
you.
Rowan, they hurled
That one,
through
you
the
found that
trees.
quick.
Bam!
2 wolves, 1 black and 1 white.
Page 442.
The powerfully built male. the bird swooping
That's
low
Morgan.
over them, and a familiar mountain cat.
That's Gabriel.
What's Lorcan again?
Lorcan is the big human.
The big person.
He doesn't shift to anything?
I don't think
Where he
so.
shifts to a bigger human. I
I
wasn't
think
sure.
that's bigger. He's just a normal person.
He's
He's
like
just
Hulk.
a normal guy. Okay.
Hulk, but in like a tall, svelte form.
And then here it goes. The bird, the wolves, the bird and osprey, and then the mountain cat. They don't really describe the person at all.
Yeah, so it's
I think Brooke's
two
just
wolves.
making it up that he's a giant.
No, 2 wolves, an osprey, Lorcan, and then Rowan.
Rowan.
Yeah, so there are 5.
Yeah.
No, there's 6. There's 5 plus Rowan.
Yeah, see, I couldn't remember who was 5 or 6.
There's 2 wolves.
Either way,
a person,
they're-
a bird,
cadre is
and-
huge.
You
They're
keep
cool,
forgetting
I
the
like
mountain
them.
cat.
Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like them.
You like them.
I
Elena
think
does not.
I think some of them could be evil.
I do not like them.
Elena doesn't think they can be redeemed.
Gabriel was whipping him. I like Gabriel the best, and Gabriel
Yeah.
was still like, and also they don't make Lurkin out to be a good guy.
No, but maybe he's just reserved and mysterious.
Doesn't he? Which
Me,
one of them was
just-
hooking up with that nice girl, and then was like,
Lorcan.
she's not good enough for me.
That's also
That's
the
in the-
deleted chapter.
that's in the
We're coming
deleted
back to
chapter.
that.
That was in the deleted chapter.
Deleted chapter's coming up. But yeah, yes, Lorcan.
But again, they whipped him
Mhm.
because it was under Maeve's order.
They really were like they were smiling and happy about it.
Going back to the book.
It's all front, maybe.
But yeah,
Oh, this
Aelin-
is the Sorsha death scene.
But speaking of blood oaths, do we want to talk about how
I think we have
didn't like
to.
it.
I think
we have to, right? So Aelin was able to, I guess, bribe Maeve to break her blood oath with Rowan,
Mm-hmm.
so that she gets the ring from her past lover,
Mm-hmm.
and then Rowan's automatically like, "Let's do a blood oath."
And he says that Aelin realizes that he has a plan, so she goes along with it. And I
Right.
don't know
'Cause
if,
he's like, "Trust me."
right, and I don't like it. I don't know what it is about it, but I feel like they have something better than that. And I felt like doing a blood oath to each other cheapens what they are to each other. But they're still figuring out what they are to each other like
Yeah.
a bunch of idiots. What did you find?
Just another
no,
hurdle.
I just got to the part where he's being whipped. And I mean, I guess they're not smiling, but they also don't like
They're not
that.
smiling. It's because I don't look sad. I think she's forcing them to do it.
There's no remorse. But, like, so with the blood oath, you can force your person to do something?
She forces
Isn't
Rowan to tell his secrets about Selena right then and there.
There was also a scene right before, I think it was at the lake or pond or whatever,
Mhm.
where she could have told him something,
Mhm.
but if
That's-
he knew,
Mhm.
he would have to tell me.
It's about the third word key.
Yeah, that's
which
what's happening
he
here.
admits in that moment.
Yeah.
He's like, I know she knows, but she's not telling me. And like,
Right.
Rowan would never have said that if Maeve hadn't forced him. And
Exactly.
it says
Yeah.
that like Rowan, she basically
It's
takes him
that
over.
blood oath, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like Aelin didn't even want to do it.
I know, that's why we don't like
And I
You
don't
don't
love
like
the
the
blood
blood
oath, but I do like at the end how Rowan's being cheeky with her and like not really listening to what she's
Mhm.
telling him, and she's like, well, I guess the blood oath doesn't always have to mean that I can tell him whatever whatever I want him to do, which I liked. It seems like it definitely depends on who
Aren't
holds
they
the
so
oath.
cute?
I love them. I love them so much.
I'm sad now. I was just reading about him getting whipped.
No.
And now she's just gonna go sail back to Aderlon and
No way he doesn't
Leave
follow
him
her as a
there.
hawk. Like, no way he's like, sounds good, I'm not gonna follow you.
I don't know, because even though I think that they both realize that they love each other, I think Selena has to go back and like
Mhm.
realize that Kael is not her person
Mhm.
and move on from that. And I think that Rowan is just stubborn and he's gonna stay there and do something. while
Yeah,
she's in
what is
Aderlon.
Rowan supposed to be doing while she leaves?
She was like, make general improvements while I'm gone. I was like, I don't know, I think he should just come as a hawk and eat rats and hang out with you. Be cute.
Yeah, see, like, I feel like he doesn't have enough of a mission where
Right.
he is to actually stay there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of awful stuff going on in
Mhm.
Mistward, like with the Demi-Fae and everything. So I think that he could make a difference, especially not being
Mhm.
blood-oathed to Maeve
Mhm.
anymore. He's got a lot more wiggle room,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
I don't know.
Definitely a lot more wiggle room
I want them to be together at the same place.
at the same place.
How sad are you gonna be if the whole next book they're not together at all?
You know what? It's totally plausible. I should know because I read it.
That's the most evil cackle I've ever heard you make.
Sort of like the next book you're gonna read, the two love interests also aren't gonna hook up because they make a deal together.
How many more novels do I have to read where two people clearly love each other and don't figure it out until the end of the book and then don't do anything about it? That's also how I feel. Oh, it's so hard, guys. It's so hard.
So
I don't honestly know what I will do if they go the whole book and are not together. So I'm hoping that it's just like a quick visit to Aderlon, realizing that like all shit's hit the fan, and then like we get to the next plot
no,
line.
because you know when she gets to Aderlon, she's gonna find out Adian was taken.
Yes.
She's gonna find
She
out
needs to
Dorian's in a
save
college.
him.
She's
Yes.
not just gonna
She needs
leave
to save
them.
them.
But like that's when we get on our cell phone
She needs to break up with what's his face.
and we call our soulmate and we're like, we need reinforcements.
But she knows, like, she wouldn't do that even if, like, they had cell phones, because she knows that, like, he can't be there in hawk form because who wants to be stuck as a hawk and eat rats? And also, like, he literally cannot be there as a fae without getting murdered by the townsfolk.
But maybe they like touch base with Kael and Kael's like, okay, we've got 3 black obelisks, we gotta take one down. And then she's like, all right, we're not together anymore because you're weird now. Also, I'm very different. And then she gets Soulmate, and then Soulmate helps them take down one of the black obelisks.
Soulmate clips off the tops of his ears and looks human.
He just takes his hair and like puts it around them
Like-
like this. He takes the long,
His
beautiful,
long
silver
hair.
white hair, and he's just like, no ear tips here, guys. Or maybe he does follow her. Maybe he is just hawking his way behind that boat. And he's gonna get to
I
Aberlour.
genuinely think at some point she's gonna get stuck and a hawk's gonna, like, show up in the window with the key.
Such interesting theories.
See? I'm right. Look
If
at
only
that.
any of us knew what happened.
Yeah, and then I feel like the only big thing is, like, we've learned that she can defeat the Valg, like, when it comes down to it. Like,
she can kill them.
She can fire them. And also everyone's terrified of her firepower.
Yeah. If there are thousands of them, we're definitely gonna need more Aelins.
There's only 7 demon princes
Mm.
per the canon of different books.
But that's not true for
Maybe.
Throne of Glass.
But we do learn from Maeve, like the only
Mhm.
thing that Maeve tells us is basically that like if the King of Aderlon were to get hold of all 3 word keys, he'd basically be able to like open up all the portals and all of the Valg. I think like the Valg princes, but also like the mini Valg. Like I think there are lesser Valg. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They could just come
Yeah.
and take over bodies, be they
Yeah.
alive or dead.
Weird.
And then
Can't
create
think of a time
an
demons
army.
came through a portal.
Demons definitely don't come through portals in all of these books. There's certainly no crossover.
There's no crossover.
Certainly not.
No.
I had a thought. No, I don't have my thought.
I had a thought and then it was gone.
Just about how, like, useless her time training was, because Maeve was like, I'll tell you anything you want to know, and then Maeve's like, here's no information.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
that
it's
was
not that
stupid.
useless because she has a growing friendship with her.
Yes, the training itself was great.
Okay.
I think the training itself was very good.
But it didn't get her what she set out to accomplish.
No, but it got her soulmate, and she's really good at using her power.
Soulmate.
Or
Do
love,
not quote fingers.
love interest number 3.
Soulmate.
The title, like, credit line, love interest number 3.
No. Final love interest, mate, soulmate, love of her life, best friend. Rowan. Whatever his last name is.
Whitehorn.
Thank you. Thank
We
you for
know that
both
one.
answering that immediately.
We might not know what anything's called, but we know Rowan's last name.
One way.
Prince Rowan
Yeah.
Whitethorn.
Also known as her cousin.
Ooh.
That's why I
She
was
has so
like,
many
what if she
cousins.
ends up with Adian?
She literally has
She's
Or-
not gonna end up with Adian.
Or Galen.
That'd be so random.
That would be out of nowhere.
From out of no. Although so was this. So you know
That's
what?
what I'm saying. Like, who the freak is Rowan? And then all of a sudden, it's like love interest number 3, and I'm like, I don't care.
Just picturing
All right, so
angry
answer-
Elena looking that up, going, "What's a Rowan?"
I literally looked
Answer
up.
this question.
Is Nehemia dead? And the answer was yes.
Yes.
And then like, who's next? Like, who does she end up with? Dorian and Kale? And they were like,
Neither. Just kidding. All right, what's our question?
Do you think Aelin and Rowan are endgame?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Do
they're
you
mates.
think that was my next question, Elena?
And they're mates!
Well, look
Do you
at-
think they are mates?
Yes,
Yes.
you keep saying they can't be mates.
They can't. Well, because he already had a mate. You can only have one mate, and it hasn't been.
I don't think that's true.
The way she keeps
It hasn't
pitching
been
this,
proved that you could have multiple mates.
the way she keeps pitching this, it's like his original mate, like Aelin's her reborn or something.
Aelin is her reborn. What?
Yeah, like
Aelin is Rowan's mate reborn, is what
Yeah.
I think Elena's saying.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But now I'm
Interesting.
thinking that that's not true. It seemed like that's what she was trying to lead me to.
I
but now I
think-
think it wasn't.
I
No,
think-
but that's interesting
yeah, it's not a definite no.
because it happened so long ago when
Yeah.
his mate died.
Yeah.
Yeah, she died hundreds of years ago.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it could have been. But I think we're either going for you can have multiple mates, or he's going to realize that he wasn't
Mm-hmm.
mates with his past mate.
How is that possible?
I don't know. I think you can have multiple mates. That's what I'm leaning toward.
Okay.
Yeah, multiple
Multiple
mates,
mates.
or she's his mate reborn somehow.
Which,
Okay,
yeah,
reincarnated.
definitely not for other series purposes. I'm hoping that in this series we're going to look at what happens with when you lose a mating bond.
Mhm.
Can you make another one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you wanna...
Totally unrelated. No, just totally unrelated. But I think it would be interesting to look into if you mate with someone and then that mating bond is lost through them dying,
Or
potentially.
you changing as a person.
Or you changing. Can you have a second
Yeah.
mating
But we
bond?
also have to remember, like, mates, even in Throne of Glass and the other series, it's very rare.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
So,
true.
like, you can have, husband, wife, spouse, or whatever, but, like, mates,
But they have a bond,
Mhm.
and we see it, I think, in at least two different ways. And it's when they're the Karanom,
Mm-hmm.
they talk about the link between them,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't think is just that magic. Like, there's that thread, which we've seen in other books, maybe, that might say they're mates. But I also like how they have full telepathic conversations with each other that are very detailed, and you can't just read that from someone's face. They're like having full conversations and they understand each other.
right. I thought it was just, like, body language, because the way it was written made it
Mhm.
seem like...
Well, I did
as
it
if-
first too.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
The first couple of times
And
it was
then,
like,
like,
should
no.
we? Yeah,
They're
let's
really
go.
having conversations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, no, let's talk about this thing in depth, just staring into each other's eyes. I'm
Also,
like,
he's
okay.
fed her a whole bunch of food. That's all I'm...
They do, yeah. There's a lot of food being exchanged, which may or may not come up in other series that we can't talk about here.
Alright, why don't we move
Oh,
on
and
to
how
the-
territorial... Wait, one more thing
Yeah,
about that.
yeah.
He's so... They're both so territorial.
So terrible.
Like, that's not normal friendship territorial. That's not normal, like...
It's also a very Faye thing to do.
Yeah, just like, oh, here's my friend, grrr.
Faye
Yeah.
did the same thing when they were kids.
Yeah, because they're like they also love each other.
Because
it's just
they-
one
I
of
think
those-
it's a different
Because
love.
it's a territorial thing.
no,
Yeah.
I think it's a mate thing.
I do love all of those moments,
Mhm.
especially when Aelin is like, if he looks at another woman, I will kill them. But I don't have feelings for him. I definitely don't have feelings
Oh
for
my
him. But
God.
I will murder someone if they look at him.
I want the scene where Rowan beats Kale and immediately wants to destroy him.
That would be
That's
interesting,
all I
wouldn't it
want.
be?
And then Manon's gonna get all defensive and be like, that's my blood sack. How dare you look at my blood
My blood. I love that.
How dare you look at my blood
It's
sack?
like
so
a bag of
angrily.
Franzia, the blood, as a human. Did you have another question, Jacob?
Oh,
that
yeah,
you were
sorry.
going to ask us before we
Did
got
you
too
guys want to
excited?
talk about the deleted chapter?
Just that it
Yes.
should have been in the book.
Yeah.
We should talk about the
So-
deleted chapter.
Yep.
So if you haven't read the deleted chapter,
It is actually in, I think it's the Target limited edition.
everyone go to
of
Target.
Empire of Storms, which is the 5th book, and there is a deleted chapter that actually appears in
But it
Heir
takes
of Fire.
place in Heir of Fire,
Yes.
which we're now going to discuss. Turn it off if you haven't read it, or we're going to spoil it for you.
Or Google it, and then, yeah.
and then come back.
And
Come back.
definitely don't look it up online.
No, that's cheating.
Give Target money.
Give Target. Target doesn't need money. Sorry, Target.
Alright, so yeah, the deleted chapter was
Yeah.
very cute.
I feel like it built
God.
out her and Rowan's relationship in a way like we didn't see
Yeah.
in the main text.
Well, and specifically, I think that it showed us Rowan's feelings on their relationship, which we haven't gotten yet, other than like
'Cause
how
he was so closed
Aylin's-
off.
Yeah.
So closed off.
But there's that little moment where I forget, it's the other woman, not the woman that he used to be in a relationship with.
Yeah, the
No.
nice lady. Nice lady number 1 and mean lady number 1.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
nice lady.
Oh,
The
Lyria,
nice one.
his mate.
No,
No.
I'm talking about the 2 women that come with the
Oh,
asshole.
Yes. So one of them is
To the
Ramel,
castle.
which is like she's
She's
like
a
hottie
nice one.
toddy.
Oh no,
Ramel.
she's a mean
No,
one.
she's the mean one, and the other one
It's nice lady
is
number
the nice.
1.
Yeah,
name.
the really nice one that used to date Lorcan.
Yes.
But then Lorcan couldn't commit.
Right.
Mhm.
And then there was
So-
another companion with them.
Yeah, the
that,
asshole.
that kept eyeing.
Doesn't matter what his name is. It was like Braun or
And honestly, who cares about
Ben
him?
or Baxter. I
Oh,
don't
it was
know.
Baxter or something like that.
I don't know.
Some kind of
No,
name.
Baxter might be a character in Crescent City.
Baxton?
Bastian. No.
Yeah, he was awful. He was
We
awful.
don't like him. He was
No.
a creep.
No, he was trying to get
Googly eyes.
Aelin into his bed.
What?
I say googly.
Yeah, he was like, I need a woman. And I was like, no, you don't.
All humans should hook up with me.
Yeah, well, because like the demi-fae are mostly whores.
Oh
and
right, so
porno.
they're full fae nobility. They're coming to visit missed word
Yep.
because Rowan is there.
Mhm.
They were recommended by Maeve.
Mhm.
And so they come and visit, and Rowan is preparing Aelin for Selena for it, and just being like, hey, I need you to help me keep them company and host them.
Yeah, he's basically like, my ex is coming and it's gonna be real awkward and I
But
need
he didn't
you.
say that. He
No,
did the
he
thing
didn't
where
warn her.
He did the classic book guy thing where he's like, help me manage the situation, and doesn't tell her it's his ex. He's just like, oh, want to help me like meet some people? And she's like, yeah, and then she finds out it's his ex.
Yeah, yeah. And Ramel tries to make moves on him again, but walks in on the 2 of them in his room and is very...
Because they're sharing a bed.
Yeah, sharing a bed, but they don't have feelings for each
No
other.
big
Platonic
deal.
blood.
Platonic bed sharing. Yeah, MBD. Definitely not meant for each other. But it's
If
that...
they were meant for each other, do you really think they'd be able to share that blood bed?
What? Just keep thinking about that blood bag, don't you? Like everyone's leaving.
That bed. If they were meant for each other, do you think they'd be able to share the bed platonically?
I think they are meant for each other, and I think they're both just idiots, is the problem. But it's that nice woman, nice lady number 1. She points out to Rowan that, like, that Selena loves him, and that, like, clearly, like, they have
She's
a thing.
just in it for the gossip. She's literally only there for the
No,
tea.
she
Yes,
seems
she
so
is.
nice.
She is really nice.
Yeah.
She just wants the tea.
I want to see her more. I
She
hope that they come
knows
back.
about who Selena truly is and is keeping her word.
Yes,
Not
she knows she's
telling me.
Aelin.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think she also has like some kind of firepower too, right?
Yeah,
Because there
like
was
a
a
little-
scene where Ramel does something
Oh, and Aelin like
really rude about it.
roasts her.
Yeah.
Oh, Aelin's
And then Ramel is like, girl, can you turn that off?
Yeah,
But it wasn't even her.
Ramel is being super rude at dinner,
Yes.
and Aelin engulfs her in flame that isn't burning her.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
Ramel thinks it's the nice woman, and she's like, can you stop doing that? And she's like, oh, it's not me.
Also, she's the only one that figures out who, like, the mean lady number 1 and
Yeah,
creepy guy don't realize who
Ramel. Yeah. Well, I think the guy is basically just like, he's a brain dead waste of space. So like he doesn't even have 2 brain cells to rub together. So I'm not worried about him. And I think Ramel is so self-centered that she
Yeah.
doesn't put enough thought toward
She's
putting 2
too
and 2
busy
together.
being like, how could he replace me?
Yeah.
Not even that, but like, Selena is a demi-fae.
Mhm.
Right.
And Rowan should, who is full-blooded, should end up with me, Ramel, who is
Full-blooded
also
fae.
full-blooded fae.
And he's so powerful, that's so hot.
Yeah.
Right. Definitely getting some vibes like from other
We need to
characters in other book
procreate.
series. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, hate her. But yeah, it's like the first time that we really get Rowan's thoughts on it. And that he definitely realizes that he does have feelings for her.
And this chapter definitely should have been
Oh my God,
in the
it
book.
so should have been in the book.
What did you guys think about the end where she bakes him the chocolate hazelnut cake?
It's so bad.
It's so bad. He eats all of
He
it.
throws up.
And then she takes a bite of it and she's like, oh my god, this is shit.
Oh my goodness.
And then she hears him throwing up. He waited to
He
start
waited until she tried it.
Until she would eat it, yep. They're just, like, they're so
cute.
They're so cute together. They're basically already a married couple. And I do love that, like, the two of them count each other as, like, their best friends. And, like, their closest
They're definitely
partners.
best friends.
Yeah. And I know that we're gonna get there. I think, please don't ruin it, Sarah.
Well, no,
But
they
yeah.
can just keep being best friends, and love interest number 4 will come in.
No.
Brooke can't handle another love interest.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, the end of this book was really hard because it is a huge cliffhanger and everything just kind of like explodes. Like everybody is either in a dungeon or dead or now on a boat away from the people that they should be with.
And apparently we're taking a break and going to the prologue.
Assassin's Blade next.
Instead of finding out what happens at the end of this one,
But
it was decided without me.
It's okay. It's okay, Elena. It's okay.
Elena's dead.
I just woke up one day to, everyone agrees we're going to the prologue.
This is what happens when you go to bed on time. We make decisions for you. Our fearless leader, Jamie, has said that we should read the prologue next so that the next book means even more. And I trust her.
I mean,
Yeah.
I trust her also. That
So
doesn't
join
mean-
us.
Yeah.
Join us next time to read The Assassin's Blade.
Or feel free to read the next book. Just don't ruin it for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any last thoughts? My brain still hasn't really fully...
Did you like this more than the previous 2 books?
Yeah.
Yes.
This was
yes.
my favorite one so far.
I feel like we read 2 prequels
Yeah.
to get to this. And now I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, we're in the real plot.
Because I feel
Honestly,
like
did we need
the-
the first 2 books?
I think you could have put everything from the first
Yeah.
2 books into one book
That's true.
and then done this
Mhm.
one. I think that it was all important,
Mm-hmm.
but
This one's more interesting.
this is
Yeah.
definitely the best book so far.
some of the major players are introduced in this, so.
Yeah.
We love Manon. Oh my god, yeah, Manon was new in this book.
Yes,
Yeah.
non-alien.
That's crazy. It just,
Well, I was thinking that
Abraxas.
I don't know if I could go back and read the other 2 again now.
Yeah.
Maybe like far in the future, once I've forgotten a lot about them, I could do it. But like doing a whole 2 books without Rowan, I don't know how I would.
you wouldn't want.
I love your transformation.
I would just be
You're
like, how many more pages until I get to Heir of Fire?
Here we will insert the clip of Brooke saying, Kale and Selena are bust.
I still stand by the end of book 2. They should have still been together. It's not until this book where you see how much he doesn't love her anymore.
Well, but they don't have cell phones, so it's a good thing they broke up at the end of book 2, so
Yes.
she could just cleanly move on to Rowan.
You're being sarcastic, and
No, it's true.
no.
It's true.
If they had had cell phones, then he could have been like, hey, I'm not okay with who you're becoming. And she could have been like, okay, great, we done?
Oh my god, the text-
Rowan would fly the message, but then he would intercept and destroy it.
Yeah.
In his hawk.
I wish that they could have had a more clean breakup. That would have been great. But now she's gonna
Well,
like
but
go
now
back to
she's-
Adarlan.
Right, she's going back to Adarlan. Maybe she'll see Kale again.
She's got to.
Where is, but like, is he just hiding in River? Like, what's his plan?
I don't think he knows what his plan
He's
is.
just like, who needs this sword?
Yeah.
He's gonna meet up with the other rebels.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever,
And figure
like,
out
whatever
the
that guy's
steps.
name is.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
And we still need to find Roland.
And
Oh no,
tell-
he's totally a zombie now.
Yeah, he's totally a zombie now, but I still,
And
like,
who's the
I want
other
to see the
one?
moment when,
Palpatine.
like,
yeah, right. Has
Yeah.
she ever
What-
been mentioned in
No.
this?
no. Like, they're definitely gonna come into the next book as zombies, and people are gonna be like, damn, that's where Roland went!
Roland, you're looking really pale and
That's where Kelsey
Zombie
went.
kind of valgy. You feel okay?
How
bud?
are your headaches?
How are your headaches? Oh god, yeah. Oh well.
Wait, so where was what was the last time you saw her?
the last mention we had of her and Roland is when Manon walks by the like cage.
Okay, we don't know that was them.
We don't know for sure, but it almost definitely was. When Manon's like, I sense two human things, but there's something weird about them.
Okay.
Yeah, that could have been them, but like the last time we like heard about them very specifically was when she was taken out of the
At the end of book 2.
Yeah.
When they were taken out.
Like not in this book technically at all.
No.
Unless you read into those two human things that Manon thinks is creepy.
Yeah, I think it's got to be them.
I agree.
They're being created into dog zombies.
Or something else.
But I guess you won't find out until after Assassin's Blade.
We're gonna read Assassin's Blade in like a week and a half. It'll be fine.
Elena's so.
Is it short?
Yes.
It's a lot of short stories.
It's short.
Short stories.
Oh my god, we're killing her.
Real book.
You're totally gonna spark notes it, aren't you? You're gonna
No,
be like,
I'll read
internet,
it.
tell me what happens in
I
Assassin's
will read
Blade.
it. I'm very sad. And we need to, okay, yeah.
We get a lot
It's
of
gonna
books.
be a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bit. It's gonna be like November.
Who are you like most looking forward to in the next book?
Like the prologue?
Not a prologue. In Queen of Shadows.
I want to see which one Manon actually ends up with, if it's
Yeah.
Kale or Dorian, because I feel like it's one of them.
Mhm.
And then I want to see Rowan follow her in bird form.
Mhm.
I'm like 100%. I just want Rowan and Aelin to be like, you are my person.
Yeah.
We love each other. Just like come out and be like, I love you. Just like maybe kiss.
You
like,
want
that'd
their
be
relationship
nice.
to be
An actual relationship.
Yeah. In all honesty,
Make out, guys.
like this portion of the book, I was only reading it for the Manon scenes. Like when Selena was like in her like sad I'm bad at magic part,
Yeah.
like where she's just like, I don't want to train.
Yeah.
Rowan's mean to me.
It's me.
And then like the other chapters were Kale. I was only in it for Manon.
Yeah. I actually don't care who Menon ends up with.
I don't either.
Because I think she's already made into Abraxas. And they're beautiful together, and she don't need no man.
No, I'm just in it for the ha-has if she decides to turn Kale's blood.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping she ends up with Kale. That'd
Yeah.
be great. Yeah. He's the
What's
most
his,
mobile at this point,
yeah.
too.
The blood.
The blood bag.
Blood bag toast boy.
Kale, the bag of blood Franzia. Oh, I hope so. Yeah.
Jamie, do you know? Do you
Do
know
I
who
know
she
what?
ends up with?
I'm not gonna say.
You didn't hear it here first.
Jamie will not say.
Jamie will not say.
No comment.
But yeah, I don't have any other thoughts.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Bye,
See you next
guys.
time.
Bye. I love that we did almost a full outro like 10 minutes ago and then
I know.
And we're still trailing off.